In this video, we're going to be going over 3 questions that, whether you realize it or not, are impacting every decision that you make. Understanding these questions could absolutely be a make it or break it for you. But once you know these questions, because you're answering them consciously or not, once you know what they are, you can slow it down. You can actually ask these questions very intentionally and therefore get infinitely better results. Know that if there's anything that you should be doing right now that you're not, maybe it's exercising, eating right, investing in your future, anything, it's because you're answering no to at least one of these questions. So in this video, we're going to go over, obviously, what are these 3 questions that are impacting my life to this high degree, but also we're going to take a little time and discuss how you might be answering these questions incorrectly and not even realizing it. I know it sounds like a pretty bold claim, but as a peak performance coach for people literally all over the world, I have seen this play out time and time again. So let's jump immediately in. Every time that you're going to make any decision of any kind, the 3 questions are, the very first one is, will this work? Now, if you answer yes to this question, you'll move on to the next one. If you answer, I'm not sure, you might move on to the next one. But if you answer no, you're not moving on. You're done right there. If I tell you I've got an amazing business venture or a business idea and you don't think that it's going to work, doesn't matter what happens after that, you're not going to follow through. If there's a great plan to lose weight and you go, that's not going to work, then guess what? You're not going to follow through. So again, that first question is, will this work? Now, the second question, if we answer yes to that one, or we're even open to the idea that it could be yes, we go on to question number 2, which is it worth it? Now, if I go out and say, okay, if I want to make, this much money, will this idea work? But is it worth it? If I've got to put in 50 hours to make $100, that's not worth it to me. So again, if the answer is no, it's not worth it, I'm not going to follow through. Now, once we've said no to, again, first or second question, it's done. If we've said it's a possibility, maybe, then we'll move on. So question 1, will this work? Question 2, is it worth it? Question 3 is, can I do it? If I tell you something, hey, here's a great opportunity, and you say, absolutely, I know that it'll work. Absolutely, if I were to, be able to do this, it'd be absolutely worth it. But the last question is, can I do it? If the answer is no, then you're not going to follow through. If someone says, hey, there's a buried treasure out here, and you say, I absolutely, will this work? Is it really there? Is it available? If you really believe it, then okay, yes. And if you say, all right, is it worth it? Oh, there's $1 million treasure out there, and I could go spend a week and I could find it. A week of my time for $1 million. Is it worth it? You say, yeah, absolutely. But if you ask, can I do it? Can I survive? Can I find it? Can I follow the clues or whatever the case may be? If the answer is no to that one, again, you're not going to take action on it. So understanding these questions is important because when you need to make a decision or there's something you should be doing and you're not, it gives you an opportunity to back up, slow down, and really ask these 3 questions and get answers to them. Now, if you say yes to all 3 of these questions, you absolutely will take action, period. If you say, maybe, you might take action, but if you say no to any of them, you absolutely won't. Why is this important? Well, let's say that there's something you should be doing. Maybe it's you need to be investing for your retirement. Maybe you need to be working out. Maybe you need to be eating better, but you can't seem to get yourself to do it. Now, most people will fall into this trap of saying, well, I'm saying yes to all these questions, but I'm still not doing it. But the truth is you're not. Because anytime you say yes to all 3, you take action 100% of the time. Let's use an example of exercising. Let's say there's a great workout program. And you can see that it works. You absolutely, you go, yeah, I know that exercising works. I know it'll give me energy. I know this exercise program will absolutely get me where I want to be. So will it work? Yeah. And then someone says, well, is it worth it? Oh, yeah, it'd be worth it to have more energy. Put it in 30 minutes a day and have more energy and look better and feel better. Can I do it? Oh, yeah, I totally could commit to myself that I could do this. I could follow through. So people are telling themselves, yes, I'm saying yes to all 3. I know it'll work. I know it's worth it. I know I can do it. So why am I not taking action? You have to really take a step back and not say, how am I answering these questions? But instead ask, which of these questions am I saying no to? And even if you go, I'm convinced that I'm not, you are. Now it might be, will it work? Sure, I know it'll work. But you might be saying, is it worth it? Well, it might be worth it in the long run to you, but maybe not in this moment. Maybe having to get up and stop watching TV in this moment is just not worth it. Maybe having to go and be sore right now is not worth it. You think in the long run it is, but in this moment it's not. Or maybe you say, I can't do it. Maybe you go, oh, you know what, right now I can't do it because I'm so tired. Or I can't do it because, my knee hurts. Or I can't exercise because this, that, or the other. Or again, maybe you say, it'll work. I know it'll work, but it won't work now. In the long run, sure, but today's workout won't make the biggest difference in the world. Again, so maybe you're answering no to that question. You are always answering no to at least one of these three questions if you're not taking action. So if there's something you should be doing, would be a benefit to you, figure out which of these questions am I saying no to? And then really challenge that. Figure out, okay, let's say, again, going back to working out, if you're not doing it because it's just not worth it in this moment, what do you need to do? How do you need to shift your mindset? How do you need to make it worth it in this moment? Maybe it's creating shorter term rewards. Maybe say, you know what, I'm going to turn the TV off and I'm allowed to watch TV if I go and I work out. Doing this workout means that I get to go watch TV, or it means I get to do this thing. Now all of a sudden it's worth it. Or, oh, you know what, I can't work out because my knee hurts. So great, instead of doing lower body, do upper body. Or, oh, you know what, I'm so exhausted. Great, go for a walk. Maybe you can't go lift or you can't go for a run a 10K, that's fine, but you could go for a brisk walk. So you could say, yes, that's something that I could do. So that's finding a way to take that and making a yes out of it. Or, well, this one workout, well, it won't make the biggest difference. Well, guess what? If you say, no, I know that it will, because it's going to give me my motivation. So again, I bring this to your attention because I really want you to look at the decisions that you're making and the decisions would be a benefit to you. Identify which of these am I saying no to? And if you tell yourself, I'm saying yes to all of them, you're lying to yourself. You have to get perfectly clear on what's really going on in your brain if you want to make a substantial shift. Once you can accurately answer these questions, you can be successful. You can at least set yourself up for success. So what I would challenge you to do is take these questions and at least once a day for a week minimum, find one instance every day where you ask yourself all three of these questions. Slow down your thought process. Ask yourself all three questions and then determine what are your answers when it comes to, again, big activities or little activities. Start to get in the habit of priming your brain to be ready for it. If any of these really stood out to you, throw that in the comments section below. That would be fantastic. Maybe you can inspire somebody else. But I would really, really challenge you. Put yourself forward. Get the clarity on this, because that's what's going to give you an opportunity to make a real change in your life. All change starts with a higher level of awareness. And this is one of the best ways to get that awareness as to what's really going on in your brain. You're answering these questions on autopilot. Step 1 is slow it down and answer the questions correctly. Step 2 is then reassess and make sure that either you've got correct answers to these questions or figure out, what do I need to do to change the answer? What do I need to do to prove to myself that this can work, that it's worth it, and that I can do it? You do that and you will set yourself up for long-term success. If you're interested in getting some more insights into your own mind and how things work, getting yourself to take more action, or very specific tools on how to change certain areas or aspects of your life, whether it be your finances, your relationship, your health, any of that stuff, make sure to click the subscribe button. If you got something useful out of this, click the like button as well. But we hope to see you in the next video, but we hope even more so that you will take this and you will make a very positive change in the future.